Yo, I've been in the hair game for over 20 years, and when I sit back and I analyze how I built my clientele, it's interesting because I didn't start off with clients. I didn't start off with, mega people running into the shop looking for me to cut their hair. I had skills when I first started, but I really didn't know too many people in the area. Probably because I didn't grow up around the barbershop. I moved around a lot as a kid, so I had to kind of go through the trial and error of building my clientele one stone at a time. And what I've learned is that building clientele is not as hard as it looks or as it seems. Initially you're going to start off, you're not going to have any clients. You're not going to have anybody that's coming to patronize your business. And this is not only just for barbers, by the way. This is for any business owner. This is for anybody that's a musician, teacher, independent teachers, whatever you're doing, a restaurant owner. You have to start. It's one of those things where you always start small in anything you do. It's like if you look at the laws of nature and how we're all put here on this earth, is we started small. We started as babies. From babies we turned into toddlers and children and preteens and teenagers, and then we're adults. So everything in the universe starts small and gets large. So on that breath and on that note, I would say that the best way to build clientele is the people that you cut. Every single person you cut, or every single person that patronizes your business, you ask them to turn other people on to you. Bring other people into your shop. Bring other people into your restaurant. Invite other people out to your performance. And what you'll learn is that it's a strange thing, when you think about it, is that the real thing out here in this world is that people like to help people. Especially if it don't cost nothing. It doesn't cost anything if you ask someone to bring you a client. It doesn't cost them anything. They don't have to go in their pocket. They don't have to do anything but just turn a few people on to you. That was a key thing for me in building clientele, was that each person I cut, I asked them to send me some people. I didn't hand them a stack of cards and tell them to pass them out for me, because then that turns into work. I never went inside of a business and I put up a gang of flyers or cards on the table and expected them to pass themselves out. I held on to my cards. I passed them out myself. I talked to each and every person I saw. If a person had hair on their head or they had a head, I was talking to them. And for the fellas out there, you out there on the hunt trying to holler at a few ladies, hey, it's a lot of ladies that have children that need haircuts. So there's nothing wrong with you approaching them and seeing if they have somebody that can come in and, get a haircut or come and patronize your business. The key thing is really communication. Networking is based around how you present yourself. I believe in presentation. I believe in, first and foremost, you have to keep yourself up as a barber or as a beautician. If you have a restaurant, you got to make sure everything's clean. So if a person comes into your business and it's not kept up, doesn't look clean, you're not clean, you up there stinking, cutting people, and you smelling musty, you have to cherish and pay attention to hygiene. Especially when you're in the people business. When a barber and beautician, we definitely have to pay attention to hygiene. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you're on point. Make sure your nails are right. Make sure your face is clean. Make sure your hair is done. There's a lot of beauticians and barbers used to come in the shop. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of people working for me over the years, and you see some people coming there, especially younger ladies, and they had a bad night, and they coming in there, hair is all over their head. That's not really the way to build clientele. Because a lot of times the customer, they want to be whatever you are, or present or get a piece of what you are, because they feel like if you look a certain way, it's easier for you to make them look a certain way. So make sure with your clientele, to build clientele, every single person you cut, ask them to send you some people and watch what happens. This is Kenyatta with Hip Hop Motivation. I hope that helped you. Stay in tune. We got a lot more to come. Peace. Yo, this is Kenyatta with Hip Hop Motivation. First of all, I want to tell everybody out there, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube page. And if you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to our YouTube page, make sure you do so. Stay in tune. We have a lot more to come. Peace. Yo, you can either think of a master plan or get mastered by somebody else's plan. Check it. As a barber, one of the most important life lessons I learned is to never do anything without seeing the ending result first. Before I understood the value of seeing results, I used to waste a lot of time sometimes doing double work because I didn't have a vision of where I was going. Then I started taking consultations more serious by not even turning on my clippers until I had a clear understanding of the result my client was planning to see. And in turn, it became easier to achieve the style they wanted to see in half the time. Real talk, the most successful barbers and beauticians are the ones that see the ending results before they start any service. Write this down. Before making any moves, know where you're going. Deciding from thoughts of being sick and tired of something, starting something, or admiring something can be the emotions that fuel change. Because write this down. Emotion leads to passion, passion leads to action, and action leads to results. Word up. Question: what's the #1 killer of dreams? If you said fear, you're wrong. Fear is on the list, but it's not the #1 killer. The #1 killer of dreams is comfort. The comfort of a good paying job or in an active relationship can seduce us for many years into the rhythm of accepting things without making any moves to change, further numbing us into a state of zombie-like passiveness. Write this down. Passiveness will cause your dreams to pass you by.
When you writing a book, Dave?
I'm writing. I also have a book. You know, I have a book called Culture Vultures. Yeah,
what's it called?
It's called Culture Vultures. I did. Have you ever looked at the hip hop motivations that I do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Me and Kenyatta did a book, and it's already written. He wrote it. We done with it, and I'm also giving it out in different ways. So it's gonna be an auditory experience as well.
It's a series. The Fashion Game. Culture Vultures, the book. In business, Dame is a guy that's worn many hats.